Hey everyone, Eric Beans, CEO of HapPhi here. Going to talk a little bit about how we're looking to complement Substack. Substack is an amazing tool for writers, basically a public blog that you can monetize. So it allows you to create content, not create it, you create it yourself, but post content, image rich videos, anything you want. And you're actually capable of having both free and paid on there. So it's really a great tool for writers, especially in this day and age where a lot of the best writers are leaving major newspapers and they're tired of, maybe their editors or whoever else was involved telling them what they can and can't write. So you're starting to see a proliferation of amazing journalists and medical writers and other people that are covering things that maybe their paper or their news outlet won't let them cover, and having that freedom. And if they're good, they're making a lot more money on Substack than they ever would, being an on-air personality and/or journalist with a paper like the Times or the Washington Post. So, with that in mind, a big part of what we're doing is allowing people to tie in with Substack, build their following, build a bigger following. So there's actually tools built into Happy to allow Happy to be a self-perpetuating piece of software. There's some benefits, there's some rewards that you can offer to gamify and gather new followers and or reward existing followers. In addition, you have a bunch of different ways to real time reach out to people. So in Substack, when you post something new, it'll use email and say, "Hey, so and so is Glenn Greenwald has posted a new article," which is great. But email, a lot of times that goes into spam. A lot of times you don't see it. With Happy, you can actually tie it into something that would be real time, not filtered, and it could also be accompanied with the article itself as well as video, or GIFs or emojis, or free or paid. There's separate subscription pieces on there, or NFTs, or other ways to reach out in a media rich way. Could be a video or audio text as well. They could also be a translated audio text. So there's a lot more options for how to communicate, that complement Substack really well. That are things Substack isn't, going to do. I don't see them getting into the NFT proliferation world, or the payment world, payment gateway world. They're probably tied in with Stripe. We will be too, but we're also going to be building in Solana Pay, so people will be able to tip. You could actually run your lot. You could go live like we are right here through the platform, so people can run their podcast through there as well and monetize the podcast both with real time and or recorded. It's always fun going real, because then you're not editing it. If you screw up, it's there. The audience gets to hear you without any sort of edits or gimmicks. So there's a bunch of stuff we're going to be doing to tie in the creators, content creators, and the great people that are doing such great work over on Substack, to give them an additional tool to monetize their incredible content. And that's the whole thing. Content creators, out there right now, are really a beholden, to your Instagrams and your YouTubes. And we love YouTube. Obviously, we use it. It's the king. Instagram's up there too. But when it comes to content itself, you want to make sure you have multiple channels, and that you aren't reliant on what we call a single point of failure. So Happy will be working hard on that. I should actually have be able to show you guys the explainer video that we did. Should be done by the next, hopefully by tomorrow. Maybe it certainly will be done this week. I kind of sent back final edits today. The edits were two very small changes. So hopefully in the morning, I'll have that and be able to play it for you tomorrow. Wanted to address one more thing. So actually got an angry message on here from somebody who was upset that I was talking about discontent. So I wanted to clear that up. As I said, every entrepreneur feels that way. Otherwise, we wouldn't be starting companies. So the essence of any sort of enhancement or building, the essence of human beings. I mean, when you think about what we are, we're apes, in essence, that figured out, that wanted to build things, that wanted to create things. Every road, every bridge, the desk that I'm on, this Roadcaster Pro that I'm messaging through, these microphones and earpieces, somebody had to be upset at some point and say, I want this invented. I need a way to hear things in my ears. I need a way to speak. So discontent is part of entrepreneurship. Every entrepreneur out there is upset about something. And then when you're building something, it's never coming fast enough, or, there's always little tweaks. So the part of the brain, the interesting part of this, the psychology of it, back when they were able to run some pretty rough experiments on people, they used to open up people's brains legitimately, and they still kind of do this actually, but they used to really do it in what we would call not a compliant way, with people against their will. But they would run electrodes to different parts of the brain to see what the different parts of the brain did. And they'd stimulate different parts of the brain, see how people reacted. Well, you would think the sexual part of the brain would be the most pleasurable. And they did stimulate the sexual part of the brain. They found out what that was. The pain, the pleasure, the orgasm part, all that stuff got stimulated. The part that was interesting about this is that the one that was most positively reported by the people who were having this experiment run on them was the part of the brain that gives you displeasure, like the part that makes you kind of unhappy in a way. And that's the part. The theory of this is that the essence of being a human being is the strive to struggle to get better and to achieve different things. And when you are achieving things through that discontent, that is what makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And this is the difference between, somebody who maybe wakes up and does nothing all day, and somebody who wakes up and works out, spends time with the family, accomplishes everything they want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, they feel really good about the struggle that they went through to have that quote unquote great day. The accomplishment feeling of finishing a workout or getting work done. So when I went through the discontent piece, understand that this isn't, a negative thing. It's actually a normal, positive part and an emotion of being an entrepreneur. And if you don't have it, the odds are you probably aren't an entrepreneur and may never be an entrepreneur, which is completely fine. Not everyone's meant for this life. It's not an easy life. You go through a lot of moments where you're like, what the hell did I get into? Is my life over? Completely normal in this world. I've been there. Everybody's been there where their life was looking pretty bleak. So I'm doing it again. Why not? So that's it, everybody. Hope you learned something here this evening. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to play the explainer video. But for today, we're going to be working with some really good, talented people that are currently on Substack to give them other ways to monetize and reach out in a real-time way, build that audience, grow that money, make that money. Got the green shirt on tonight for you, and hope everybody has a fantastic and happy evening. Bye-bye.